Peace and blessings, family, from the global community of Gospel Rap Nation Radio. This is Big Preach. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. Globally, all around the world. I'd like to thank my Filipino listeners in the Philippines. I'd like to thank my listeners in the UK and my listeners all around America. I think, where we're at right now in America is looking at some very pivotal strategies that will bring forth a reality of change. But the reality of change is not going to be a reality of change unless we are willingly to really step forth and put things on the chopping block that needs to be chopped off in American society that has rendered for so long. Okay? This whole entire American government has not done its job. Congress has not done its job. They have received reports after reports after reports from various jurisdictions all around America of racism. There's a report right now stating from the Pentagon the alarming statistics of white supremacists in the military. The white supremacists, not only in the military, they're on the police force. We keep seeing killings after killings. We keep seeing mostly of our black people being killed by unarmed, being killed by racist white cops. And there is no law that is codified by Congress to bring that protection. They have failed black people, but yet we continue to vote. So what's wrong with separation? I mean, give separation a thought. Give it a chance to say, no, without a doubt, that's not it. But right off the top, when we speak of the word separation, we start getting all these conflicts. And you know what? The sad part of it is black people are conflicted with the issue of separation. You don't want to go forth and separate to do anything for ourselves. What's wrong with doing for ourselves? What's wrong with taking all this money? We got money now, okay? Black folks don't want to invest in institutions. We invest in institutions and we can eliminate the racism. We can eliminate the racism of codependency upon employment. We can create our own economic employment. We can create and build and educate our own. There is enough of us in our society to do so. But yet, you don't want to see that breeds hatred. Stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about what somebody else is thinking about hatred. This is about love for us. This is about love for your own. Every nation across the world and globally and the people are doing for their people. Now we have to realize, are we a people? Are we a nation? We are a nation of people within a nation. Yes, we are. I ask black people all the time, are we a nation? If we are a nation, and a lot of black people say, yes, we are a nation, then why not let's function as a nation? Let's put aside the religious differences. We put so much energy in our religion. We put so much energy in that. If we can put half of the energy that we put in the religious dogma and the stigmata that goes on in the black communities, all these preachers preaching about Jesus. Look, man, I'm saying, the Big Preacher saying, and I love the Messiah, Yahshua Mashiach, aka Jesus Christ. I'm all about the teachings. However, think about this. Jesus was a carpenter. He was a builder. Okay? He built the Roman soldiers and Roman officials' homes in the family business, if you do a real accurate study of him. And a lot of us don't even realize that. Some of us do. He was a carpenter. He built. So black people want to be codependent off of a system that was built for white people by our ancestors, built it for them, created it for them, and then they have passed down their rule to make sure that to this day they're still on top. And you're still up under looking and hoping that you can be dependent when we can create our own opportunity by simply investing in creating the institutions. We need institutions of medical. We need institutions of schooling and education. We need institutions in agriculture. We need institutions in engineering. We need institutions in hospitals. And we have every aspect of our society as Black people in America. We've covered every aspect of our society, and we can build another nation within a nation. It might need that because America is in trouble right now. And it's because we have been selected up out of the plantation and not being in control of the resources so that we can create massive opportunity for our people. Instead, we have foreigners coming into our communities, selling us and sucking off our transactions while we're continuing to be the number one consumers. So what if the number one consumers turns into being the number one business owners, business investors, business entrepreneurs, educators, engineers, scientists, and medical professions? We need real estate and medical facilities. We have Black people that are doctors, brilliant, but they're subjected to a system created by our ancestors in the medical facilities and the medical institution and the industry. So Black people continue to be codependent off of a system that have shown us to be relentless. They're relentless at at creating disadvantage and disenfranchisement upon our opportunities and upon our ability to receive adequate care. This is rhetoric. They say it's a fundamental right for everybody to have health care. Look, if the system is breaking down for white people, then it's Black people, we got no choice. We're left with no choice but to separate because white folks' systems is breaking down for them. And it was created for them. Okay, a lot of them don't know. And a lot of them say, and we'll talk about the wealth, but they will never talk about how they accumulated their wealth. Okay? Their wealth was accumulated because of free labor. That our parents went out and worked every day. Our parents, and their grandparents worked every day and passed down and maldistribute all the resources back into white supremacy from all the hard work from the work and didn't ever get compensated. And then they want to trivialize reparations. Well, you can forget it because they don't want to give us reparations because they owned us like a piece of property, a cow. That's like giving their cow money. They owned us like property. You don't want to give and pay your property. They owned us like property. We still hold their names. A lot of us today have white names, starting with myself. Okay? And all the money we make were nothing but slave owners that are dead presidents who owned slaves. Slavery was such a very natural business like buying a car. It was business as normal as usual. They have created, consolidated their efforts and organized for the trafficking of Black people off the African continent. And as it grew all through Europe, it became the norm. And you can see through history that how we were treated, the disenfranchisement and the dehumanization, and this continues to be a factor today. And Congress has done nothing. And all of the history, they have done nothing to make laws that will create and defend and protect Black people from this tyranny. We must separate people. Separation is intelligence, and separation is peace. I'm not trying to bring any discomfort towards peace. I am not trying to create problems that in racial relations, but there's already a problem in the racial relations when there's massive of people struggling off of a system that was created for another race of people that has been on top all this time and have shown utter disdain and hatred, racist terrorist acts and that led to bloodshed upon our people. And we are sitting here wondering why not we continue to just you keep trusting and waiting for them to change. Ain't nothing changing. Nothing's going to change. You're not going to realize that this is not going to change unless we separate, people. We must separate. Separation is intelligence. And I want you to just give it a thought. Give separation a thought and give separation a chance to think about it. Separation. I'm talking about separation. Oh, they're not gonna allow that. You know, you coon niggas was gonna say that. And I already know. Oh, they're not gonna. You're so scared. You're so fearful. We need to go back to the way or the mindset of black people was during Black Wall Street times. In Black Wall Street, we had fearless black people who created, but yes, they met the fate of envious mobs and mobs and mobs of envious white people and rioted and destroyed Tulsa, Oklahoma on that side of our economy of people. We wouldn't even be in this position and condition today if we continued on with Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1922, 23, when that was destroyed by mobs of envious white people and killed women and children. See, we would have been corporate America. We would have been black corporate America. We would have been coming out of these buildings just like Jews is coming out of these buildings in all across the country of America. We'd have been coming out of executive buildings with ties on today because our ancestors and our elders, they would have passed this down. But we have to be in control of our emotions because we are not going to get nowhere when our emotions keeps us from being unified. We're the most emotional people. We get in the room and we can't even speak at each other because we hold our feelings all on our sleeve. And that is due to the tyranny, the psychological damage, and the suppression and oppression of white supremacy upon our parents' parents. And they have passed this trait down and we cannot snap out of it. So there's a lot. We have plenty of black people that are in psychology. Plenty of black people are in the medical field, doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, x-ray technicians, surgical tech. I mean, we have plenty of our people. We are ready to separate. If we had the 8 states that was once spoke of during Frederick Douglass' time in the late 18th century, we would have those 8 states. And we have enough of our people to run each 8 state. Now, out of these states, we can divide up the religion accordingly so that we all won't be broke down over this religion. We really, really have a bad problem at being divisive towards religion, in the religion. In the Christianity, we got, no, I'm Baptist, I'm Apostolic, I'm Presbyterian, and I'm Lutheran, and I'm Nazarene, and I'm Church of God in Christ. I'm a Kajik, and I'm Church of God, and I'm Church of Christ. No, I'm Foursquare Church. And no, we just bang on each other all the time. Let's put that to the side temporarily, okay? And focus on investing into institutions, pulling our resources together, creating. Dr. Omar Johnson, we love you, brother. I believe in your philosophy, in your plan. I believe in you. I want to support you. I believe in the black school for children. I would love to put my children in that school one day. However, we must come together and pool our resources so that we can help this brother, because it's frustrating. And I see the anger that comes out. I'll see you all over the internet. You don't know me. I'm the Big Preach with Gospel Rap Nation. And guess what? I want to get together and use this powerful media that we're doing to network. It's all about networking, people. Let's stop freelancing on these media devices. And let's use this platform to communicate. Let's use this platform to dictate and to communicate with each other Okay? Let's stop banging on doing the religious banging. All that stuff is so irrelevant and a waste of time. Let's build, black folks. Let's build institutions. Anyone that's ready to communicate with the Big Preach, holler at me at gospelrapnationoutreach@gmail.com. In the meantime, in between time, go to www.grnradio1.com and listen to the podcast promoting righteous hip hop and spoken word, such as this video. More will be revealed later. I appreciate you listening to me on this channel. I hope y'all stay tuned to more. Go to the Gospel Rap Nation channel on YouTube. And I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Peace and blessings, y'all.